Sherrod from ProjectorSewing.com. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be talking about the new updated Adobe Acrobat Reader. You can do all the things that you could do in the old one. You just may find out they're in new spots. So let's go ahead and talk about it. When you first open Adobe, you may find it looks like this with your recent files. You can go to Menu and open, or push the shortcut Control-O and go ahead and open the pattern that you would like. When you have your pattern open, your screen may look like this. It says All Tools on the left-hand side. You can go ahead and just close those out. And when you want to access those again, you can just click where it says All Tools. So I'm going to go ahead and push the X on that for now. And it's going to leave that little toolbar there. That's okay. And come over to the right-hand side. The most often used thing is the layers, and it's on the right-hand side now. If you click on the fourth icon down, it is layers. If you cannot see this layers panel, all you have to do is come over to Menu, View, Show Hide, Side Panels, and then make sure that the layers is checked there. You can also turn off other things that if you don't want them to show on there. You can also reset the panes if you need to. So that's how you can access the layers from the right-hand toolbar. And you can turn all your layers on and off as you need. Once you have those layers done, go ahead and exit out. These will be the page numbers. Most projector files only have one page. If it has more than one, you'll see that listed here. And then you can also use the circle button. It has an arrow going in a circle. Yes, that is rotate, and it's not going to pop up with you need to upgrade. You can actually rotate using the shortcut in the new Adobe Acrobat Reader. Okay, let's go ahead, and down here we see our plus and our minus for our zoom. And if I do click on that, I will get a little toolbar that opens up. It has a slider, and you can slide it in and out. You can also click on the zoom percentage and type in a percentage on there. Make sure your number pad is locked for numbers, and you can type it in there. Still, the fastest way to type in a zoom is to use your shortcut Control or Command on Macs plus your Y. And it will pop up with our zoom box where you can type in your zoom. That is the recommended way that I do recommend typing in zoom, is using the shortcut, but you can use the bars down here. So we have our layers, we have our rotate, and we have zoom. You can also still go full screen using the shortcut Control-L. And you can push Escape or Control-L again to exit full screen. Always use full screen when you are projecting your pattern for cutting. Now, if you come over to the menu, this is where you have a lot of things that you had before. You can, if you're missing view, you can also rotate view here. So we're going to go to View. You can also rotate View using that. They have the shortcuts listed there as well, which is Shift, Control, and the plus or minus key. You can come down to the zoom, and you can do the zoom to, which is also the shortcut Control-Y. I've already showed you the shortcuts for those. We also talked about the show hide for the side panels and making sure those layers are shown there. Underneath View, you're going to see where it says Disable New Acrobat Reader. If you don't like the new interface, you can disable it, but I do recommend just learning this new interface. You can do all the same things you can in the old one. They're just in a new spot. In fact, there are a few things in this new version that I really like. The next really important thing for sewing is our preferences. The shortcut for that is Control or Command K. And I can click on that, and this is where you can invert your colors by replacing those document colors. You can use a high contrast color, or you can create your own custom color. Make sure to change the color of the line art as well as the text. Also, going into full screen mode, make sure that you have unchecked fill screen with one page at a time. That's going to be very important. You can also come down to where it says Page Display, and I have it open up my patterns all at the exact same zoom. My patterns or anything that I open up in Adobe really, is opened up automatically at my zoom percent, which is 32.4 for my setup. And I have it automatically set to open any document to that exact zoom percentage so that I'm ready to go ahead and just project. Those are the main things that you will use in the preferences. And when you're done, you can just push OK. Oh, I forgot I inverted the colors. Shortcut, Control K. And I can come down to accessibility again and uncheck replace document colors. I want to leave them regular on there. Okay, those are the main things that you will use over and over in Adobe. But let's go ahead, and I want to show you a few of these cool tools here on the left hand side. These tools originally were under the comment tools in the old Adobe Acrobat, but now they have kind of a short access to them. So we have an arrow that you can try to select individual things. Most patterns you won't be able to select things, but they also have the pan where you can just grab and move your pattern pieces around. Okay. And then we have our comment tools. So you could just add a comment if you want to type in something in there. This is a comment. Okay, and you could post it there. Now, I don't really love to use these on my patterns, but if you want to make a little note on there, you can. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and delete that, because there are some other ways to do better on there. So I go ahead and just clicked on it, and now I can write a note. So with this comment tool, you can just write a note right on the pattern. So if you're wanting to write on your pattern, that's the one I recommend you using. Again, that's just add text comment on there. Most of the other comment tools, I don't really use. All right, next we have our highlighter tool. This is another one I don't really use a lot, but you can if you would like to just highlight some text, and it only is going to highlight text. Okay, you can see it's highlight text. So if you want to say, oh, I want to remember I'm going to cut 2, then I can go ahead and say I'm going to cut 2 on that. And so I highlighted the cut 2. You can change the color of your highlighter to any color that you want. On there, you can also make a comment about that. Remember to cut 2, you know. But that's the highlighter tool. And I don't really use any of the others, text underline or the strike through on those. This next one is the draw tool, and this one can be very useful if you want to make some quick digital edits or digital grading to a pattern. Let's say I wanted to grade a piece here. Let's go to page 2 here. Okay. So I have a piece that I want to grade it, and I'm going to go ahead and shrink down, and let's say, well, that was the pages. I'm going to come to layers, and let's just get down to okay, those 2 layers. Now, the draw tool, you can just draw. If you want to draw something on there, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to select it, and I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to come back to the draw tool. If you want to grade using Adobe, we're going to use those connected lines, and you can just start drawing and clicking where you want. I'm just going to come, and then you can see how I'm drawing right on the pattern, and I'm making simple changes to the pattern. And then you could say save as, or and I double click to end the line. You can also select the line, and you're going to see those little nodes, and you can move the lines. You can change the lines how you want on there. So that's a really quick digital way to quickly do some pattern alterations, and then you can also save as, or you can just project it. And that's using the connected lines. All right. These ones are pretty cool. You can just do the type of text. So you can say, cut this out of pattern 1, or whatever fabric you're wanting. If you want to make a note and you want to make notes right on your pattern, the text tool is really the best way. I like it better than the comment tool, but either one would work. If you don't want to cut a piece, then use this X and say, no, we're not cutting this. Okay. And you can make it larger. Say, no, we're not cutting this piece. So they have an X, and you can put on pieces we're not cutting. If you want to cut something, you want to make sure you cut something, then you can use a check mark, and I'm going to change it to green. Okay. Yes, we need to use this one. Okay. Another one that I really like is this dot. And this dot I use for when I need to cut and I shift fabric. And so if I want to shift the fabric, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some dots right at these lines. So this is where I'm going to shift, because my piece was larger than my projection. I can put these on there. And if you're not understanding what I'm saying on here, that's okay. You can go ahead and look at my tutorial on how to cut something that's larger than your projection. And I can use those markers. Before I made my own circle stamps, and now you don't even have to because they have dots right there. I'm just pushing Control and rolling my mouse wheel to zoom. But now you can see I have those dots on there, and I can shift my fabric or my pattern and then keep cutting more for that. Okay? And that's the dots on there. And the signature you're not really going to use at all, so don't worry about that. But play around with some of these other things if you're wanting to type on it. These tools are really cool. They were available in the old Adobe as well, just so you are aware, but they were under the comment tools section. When you want to save, you can go ahead and click the menu, and you can click Save As. I don't really save it to my original pattern. I usually say Save As, and I say graded or whatever I did to the pattern on there. And that kind of is a quick overview of the new Adobe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. And as always, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate if you could like and subscribe to my channel and help to support. Thank you for watching.